Hey guys, I'm so glad you're joining me for my first official video as Miss International 2018. In this video, I'm going to recap my week at Miss International 2018. For those of you watching that I competed with, I really hope that this brings back great memories and that we can bond over the service opportunities that we had together that week. For those of you looking to compete, I hope that this inspires you and encourages you. As I move forward in my reign, I am going to give you guys a video on tips as you approach Internationals week. But for right now, I'm just going to recap what my week was like and what I was thinking during the different phases. So bear with me, some of these times are really special to me, so I hope that everything comes across really well to you guys. So the first night is orientation night, and I remember walking into this room filled with beautiful people. Beautiful women, talented women, passionate women. And in those moments, I was intimidated. I thought, man, what have I gotten myself into? But I remembered a quote. If you are the smartest, prettiest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So I had to correct my thinking in that moment and tell myself, you're in the right place and you have gotten yourself into one of the most amazing sisterhoods imaginable. And I knew that in that moment, whether I walked away as Miss International or whether I went back to Georgia to serve my state as Miss Georgia International, everything I was going to do the rest of the week was going to be worth it. Throughout the week, we participated in a number of volunteer activities. One of the ones that was my favorite was the Boys and Girls Club. Now that's my national alliance, so I'm a little biased, but we got to, in the weeks coming up to Miss International, we packed book bags filled with school supplies. So I was able to bring a book bag to a child at the Charleston, West Virginia Boys and Girls Club, packed with all the necessities that they would need and even some fun stuff for the rest of their school year. So that was a really neat time. Another thing that we did is we went to Princess Day at the library and got to hang out with some of the local princesses, so princesses and queens. We did corn toss, cornhole for those of you from the South that know what that is. And then we also did wand decorating, crown decorating. It was a really sweet time. Another opportunity we had was to go to the Ronald McDonald House in Charleston. And I had known about this charity, but I didn't really understand the gravity of what they did. So it was really cool to walk in and get a tour of this facility that houses patients and their families as they're going through long-term treatment at hospitals. Another thing that we got to do there was I got to cook a meal for a family there and get together lunches, write encouraging notes on the lunch bags. That was a really special time for me. So my favorite phase of competition came up first, and that is interview. I went into my interview feeling really excited. Obviously a little bit of nerves, but mostly excited to share my story with the judges. There's a moment where you and your group line up and you introduce yourselves. And I remember standing there looking at everybody and thinking about the hardships I'd overcome to be there, and the smile that I had on my face was just radiant because I had walked through a lot to be at that point and to be able to share my story with these judges, and I could not wait for the interview in front of me. And each of those moments that I got with the judges, I took to heart, I took it serious, but I also showed them Kaylee, not pageant Kaylee, not business Kaylee, but just me and my heart and my story. And I think that fared well with the judges because I knew that if nothing else at the end of the week, I wanted to touch somebody's life. And if I hadn't done that at Ronald McDonald House, if I hadn't already done that at Princess Day or the Boys and Girls Club, I wanted it to be an interview with those judges and have at least one of them walk away thinking, she ministered to me in her interview. So that was a really cool moment to be able to connect with 5 awesome judges. Fast forward, we're at preliminary night, and some of the phases of competition I really didn't feel like were as strong as I had prepared for them to be. And that was discouraging. You know, I was sitting there thinking, man, like I've worked so hard to be here and I'm like fumbling. And I had to get myself together and get my mind back in shape and think, no, we're gonna keep thinking positive and we're gonna take it one competition at a time. You can't be focused on onstage question if you haven't even been called for top 10 yet. So fast forward to finals night, and I was called for photogenic, which has never happened. So that was really an honor. It was really cool to see that they had picked photogenic, not based off of our glamour photos, but off of photos that had been taken of us throughout the week. So it was really, that's one of my favorite things about international pageants, is that they focus on who you are as a person and your service and your heart, and not as much focused on the external, which is really, really cool. I really liked that. Fast forward a few minutes later, and my name is called for top 10. And, I was standing in the back. I was one of the last ones called for a top 10, and I thought, okay, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, it's going to be okay. I came, I showed my heart, and then my name was called. And obviously, I was so, so excited. So the first phase of competition after you're called for top 10 is onstage question. And I walked out in that onstage question dress, wearing the earrings that my dad had brought back to me from Afghanistan. And I remember thinking, walk out here as the CEO of Brave. Not as Miss Georgia International, not as just Kaylee, but I, in that moment, was about to speak as the founder and director of my nonprofit. And I believe that gave me the confidence to answer both the platform statement and the onstage question with complete and utter confidence and with a heart of passion behind it. So that would be my advice to you, is walk out as an ambassador, as a representative of whatever you are representing and whatever you are truly passionate about. Next competition is fitness wear. One of my favorites. I loved that outfit. It was so much fun to walk on stage and be confident in that and know that people aren't objectifying you, but they're looking at you and thinking, man, she lives a healthy lifestyle and she's confident in who she is. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Not your size, not how well defined your abs are, but are you confident in yourself and who God made you to be? So that was such a sweet moment for me to walk on stage and know that I had worked hard, I had put in the effort, and at that point, it was all icing. So after that, you go into fun fashion. Arguably one of my favorite categories. Loved, loved, loved my custom Sherry Hill jumpsuit from the Competitive Image. Shout out to Joey for helping me pick that out. The emerald embroidery and beading and everything just added so much to me. Green was my dad's favorite color. That's one of the reasons I ended up picking that fun fashion outfit. So thank you so much, Joey, for helping me rock that on stage. Such a good time, such a good time. And then evening gown. I was thinking about elegance and glamour and beauty, and all of these things are swirling around in my head as I'm walking in my evening gown. And then for a moment there, I looked out in the audience and I just thought about what it would be like to see my dad out there and like what he would say if he could be there, see me, and what I would want him to remember. And that was a really special moment to look out in the crowd, imagine my dad's face there, imagine my Heavenly Father's face there, and hearing them say, I'm so proud of you. And so that's what I was thinking about in my evening gown. The other thing I was thinking is, I'm not walking on this stage just for me. I'm walking on this stage for every single boy and girl that I hugged at a Boys and Girls Club, for every single person that has come to Brave and has been a part of our ministry through volunteering or through being helped through the organization. And walking on stage as an ambassador and as a representative is so humbling. And I think that that came across when I won, because I literally just stood there and cried. In that moment when I heard my name called, I thought, did they just say my name? Like, did they just say the name of my state? Wow, like all of my hard work, all of the late nights, all of the website building and the preparation and the eating healthy and the going to the gym, it all paid off. And now I had the opportunity of a lifetime to serve as Miss International 2018. So I hope that you guys will continue to follow my journey and keep up with what's going on. I'm beyond humbled and beyond honored to hold this position and to hold this title and to continue the legacy that's been set before me by my previous Miss International Sister Queens, my forever Miss International Sister Queens. And I am going to keep you guys updated. It's going to be a really awesome year, and I'm humbled to serve you all. Thank you so much for everything. Love you guys.